Are you all right?
Well,
Because the last time I saw you, had you not broken your arm?
yes.
Is it better now?
Well,
Miserable thing, a broken arm, isn't
Yes.
it? Is it better now?
Pretty
Do you want to know what happened to him? He was raking leaves and he fell out of a tree. Can I tell him about the horse?
If you might.
Yeah, about a month ago he got on this horse, you see, and everything was fine to start with. And the horse started to gallop, see, and it didn't make no mind. He pulled on the reins and it became very unpredictable. Actually, what happened was the horse threw him off, you see, and as he was being thrown off, his foot caught in the stirrup and his head banged on the ground several times, knocked him unconscious. Fortunately, he was saved when the manager of Zellers came out and unplugged the machine.
Good to see you.
Give him a hand. I like Tim. Timmy's like a stinky old piece of cheese. He gets better with age. How many would sooner be here tonight than in the best hospital in Ontario? That's what I like to see. But I am so impressed with the committee tonight. They have been so kind and so gracious and so generous. Did you know that they have provided complimentary gum for everybody here tonight? Give them a hand. Complimentary gum. Yeah, just feel under the edge of your seat. But, no, I am so busy with benefits, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't think I'd make it here tonight. Like I'm all over the country. This morning I spoke at a pro-life gun show. Am I going too fast for this audience? And this afternoon I was at an animal rights barbecue, so you can see. But I am terrified of flying. Anybody terrified of flying? Yeah. Let's face it, what's the first thing you see when you get to an airport but a big sign saying terminal? But I was coming in on a plane the other day, you know, and I was sitting on my newspaper, you know how you do? And the guy across the aisle, he looks across, he said, "Are you reading that?" Like I've heard of eyes in the back of your head, but this is ridiculous. So I said yes. I stood up and turned the page and sat back down again. But I was late getting here tonight, and I went to a little restaurant across the street. What is the matter with this place? I will never go into a restaurant in Blyth again. All I wanted was a cup of coffee and a donut. What could be simpler? And the waitress was so arrogant. She knew I was in trouble. She knew I was in a hurry. So she brought my coffee and a donut, and the coffee was all smashed, just like that. I said, "Why is my donut all smashed?" "Well," she said, "you said you wanted a cup of coffee and a donut and step on it." Right here in Blyth. So she brought me a bowl of hot soup. I said, "There's a spider in my soup." She said, "We must have run out of flags." So she brought me a hot chicken. What could be simpler than a hot chicken? I said, "Get over here." She said, "What's the matter?" I said, "This chicken's got one long leg and one short leg." She said, "What do you want to do, eat it or dance with it?" So I said, "Have you got frog's legs?" She slapped my face. Thank you. But a little boy came in, he was trying to sell the paper, you know, the Citizen or whatever they have here. A paper, and there was a little boy sitting beside me. He said, "Well, I can't read, and I don't enjoy the pictures." The paper boy said, "Just smell it." He said, "Half of it's baloney anyway." But I hate it when them men smoke them big cigars in the restaurant, don't you? Yeah, I always carry a water pistol with gasoline in it. Did you hear that the little Chinese restaurant in Blyth here was robbed last night? The things that are happening, you know. Anyway, the robber said to the Chinese guy, "Give me all your money." Chinese guy says, "Take out." I was reading in the paper here, you know, it says 1 out of every 3 people is ugly. So look to your left. And look to your right. Yeah. Oh, where's Candace Housen? Is she here tonight? Is Candace Housen here? Because did you see her coming in tonight? What is the matter with her? Doesn't she know how to drive? She was knitting and driving at the same time. So there was a cop standing on the side of the road. He yells at her. He says, "Pull over." She said, no, a pair of socks. But oh, sir, I'm getting a reflection off your head down here. I've got a prescription for baldness here. Have you got your pen out, sir? It says it's made out of alum and persimmon juice. Have you got that? Yes. Alum and persimmon juice. It don't grow no hair, son. It just shrinks your head to fit the hair you got. Well, there's one comforting thing about being bald. If you get a hair in your dinner, you know it's not yours. This guy over here, you know, when you get to his stage, it's no longer head and shoulders, it's mop and glow. But I travel with Rita McNeil. You've heard of Rita McNeil. She was here last year and I was here. And this is as true as I tell you. During the intermission, everybody went up, you know, for coffee and fresh air and stuff. And the manager came in here during the intermission, and there was a man lying across 3 seats, no kidding, at the back there, and he was moaning and groaning something terrible. And the manager came in, and he thought, I'll give him 10 minutes and he'll be out of here. He came back in 10 minutes, and the man was still moaning and groaning even worse. So he thought, I've got to get rid of this guy. He must be drunk. I've got to expel him from the building. So he goes up to see him and he says, sir, where are you from? The guy said, from the balcony. Is Dave and Diane Band here? Is Diane in the building? Well, Diane and I, we've known each other. We used to date years ago. Yeah, I always thought we had something special until she married that jerk that she married. But, no, well, that isn't what I was wanting to tell you. Diane and I were in the doctor's office today in Blyth here. And I was sitting out reading a newspaper, see, and she was in the doctor's office. And all of a sudden, the door flew open and she came out screaming and yelling, and she ran down the aisle outside. And the nurse said to the doctor, what in the world did you say to Mrs. Band that so upset that woman? Well, he said, I just told her she was pregnant. Well, she said, you know right well that Diane Band is not pregnant. He said, I know, but it sure cured her hiccups. Is Dave and Julie Woods here? Are they here? Are they here somewhere? Are they here? Put your hand up. Because I don't know whether you know them, but they don't get up much.
That's the balcony.
Shut up, I was speaking. That's bad manners to speak out like that. I want to learn you something about manners. Bad manners are like bad teeth. If you keep your mouth shut, nobody knows you got them. But no, I was going to tell you about Dave and Julie Woods. That's who I was trying to remember. They don't have much entertainment, but what they do is they go to the malls and they do the weigh scales. You know, the kind that tell your fortune. And they were in Godred's in the mall the other day, and Julie gave Dave a loonie, and he put it in the weigh scale, and he got on it, and it spit out this little card, and it said, "You're witty and intelligent and irresistible to women." And Julie said, "Ain't that a ripper, Dave? You got your weight wrong, too."